Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to a new week. This is Moment to Learn with Lola. I remain your host, Lola Odeyale, icon of fragrance. I know you've been following me on this topic that seems like, when are we going to finish? Money management and financial habits to possess. It's been a journey and we have been looking at it together. And like I would emphasize, I said money is something that everyone transacts with. Money is what everyone handles, irrespective of our age, of our status, of our race, of our color. That's why we're taking time to explain this topic, money management and financial habits to possess. A lot of people are not taught how to handle money in school. A lot of people are not taught how to manage money. But this is something that we just have to know because we use it. When we find ourselves in the real world, we discover that money management, financial management, we don't know. And that is why I've been taking us on this journey all these weeks. I've actually told us reasons why people fail financially. I've mentioned also common money myth. And we have started on the various financial habits that one needs to possess. I have explained that the very first is to be hardworking. You just cannot but be diligent. Have you seen a diligent man? He will stand before kings and not mere men. A lot of people will say, do I need to work? Let money fall, let money come. Manna have stopped long time ago. The second habit I mentioned is for us to have financial goals. I said a lot of us have goals in other areas. A lot of us will say, I want to be an engineer. I want to be this. But hardly do we have financial goals. We need to set these goals if we must be financially independent. The third one is to plan. We need to plan to achieve whatever goals we have set. If you remember, I took us on goal setting in the month of January. And that was because it is very, very important that we set goals for our lives. It's important that we set goals in every area. So as you're setting goals for education, setting goals for family, setting goals for projects, setting goals for your personal health and wellness, you also need to have financial goals. And I've explained that goals can be short-term, can be mid-term, can be long-term. But it is important that we set goals and we plan to achieve these goals. I went to the fourth one and I explained that it is for us never to spend the money that we have not earned. Always ensure that you spend the money that you have in your hand. If you don't have money yet, don't spend it. If you have not earned money, ensure that you don't spend it. The fifth habit is for us to live on less than we earn. Imagine a farmer that harvests and eats everything he reaps. What's going to happen to the next planting season? Of course, there'll be nothing to plant. So as much as possible, please live on less than you earn. Ensure that you make out some out of what you have earned to plow back into tomorrow. The sixth habit is budget your finance. I talked about the fact that there is need for us to budget our finance. There's need for us to give direction to our money. Budget, like I said, is a compass to our financial life. We need to tell our money where it should go to. I went on to the next habit. Avoid impulse buying. I said, you see this, you buy it. You see that, you buy it. Whether you need it, whether you don't need it, you just keep buying. Those are spendthrifts, people that spend anyhow. You need to avoid it. You need to stop it. It is a habit that cannot get you to be financially independent if you don't stop impulse buying, spontaneous purchases. You need to avoid it. I went on and I stopped at the next habit, avoid debt, which is the 8th habit. I said we must avoid debt. That is why I stopped. And I said I'm going to talk about it. Why? Because it is something that ties people from actually moving forward financially. There is a picture that I have of somebody trying to run. However, debt is actually tied to his leg, very big, and is avoiding him from moving forward. Gbese. Please, as much as possible, let's avoid it. This is a financial habit that is very, very crucial, very, very important. A lot of times, especially we on this side of the country, Southwest, you have a function. You don't mind to borrow, to buy cow, to buy asoebi. I am not saying that we should not celebrate. I'm not saying that we should not rejoice. I'm not saying that we should not do things. But we must avoid debt. What you don't have or what you don't need, it's not compulsory that you have to go and break a bank just because you want to do that function. As much as possible, let us spend within our means. Let us spend what we have. What is wrong in doing a small party? Imagine what happened last year when COVID came around. People thought that they couldn't have weddings except they rent a big hall, except they kill 5 cows. But when COVID came and everybody had to sit at home, some people had their weddings right in their sitting rooms. That means that we do a lot of things that are not major. You don't have to go and put yourself in bondage just because you want to have a program. You don't have to go and tie your life to paying back every month. Look at your future. Consider the future even of your children. Even in the Bible was talking about a man that hold somebody to the extent that when he died, they came to take his children and the wife was confused, not knowing what to do. That is what debt can do in our life. It can actually make us confused. It will make us to be anxious, but we can avoid it. It's a financial habit that is important. If we must be financially independent, if we must be financially free, we must avoid debt as much as possible. I said there is need for us to know needs and wants. What are those things that are needful for us? And what are those things that are just frivolous? We should avoid frivolous spending. We should ensure that it is the things that are important that we spend our money on. Please, let us not go out of our way just to make things happen. We must, as much as possible, avoid debt. Continue to follow me on Moments to Learn with Lola as we finish next time on this topic, money management and financial habits to possess. I will be on live April 5 to attend to your questions, to attend to your comments. I'll look forward to you tuning in. Same time, 9:30, for us to rub minds together. Once more, thank you for listening. Moments to Learn with Lola. Ensure you follow me on all my social media platforms, Icon of Fragrance, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'll be there to attend to all your questions, to all your comments. See you next time.